We are in the historic neighborhood of Darb al-Ahmar, and this Ayyubid Wall that we are going to see is an 800-year-old wall buried for 500 years. He started construction in the year 1176. Oh shit. Oh my god. It's a good thing I put that blast shield down. This is a huge mistake I see a lot of people make. They call it Old Cairo, which, I mean, technically it is old. Of course, Cairo is old, and lots of parts of the city are. Islamic Cairo is obviously one of them. However, it is not actually Old Cairo. Old Cairo is Coptic Cairo. So that is a different part of the city, down closer to al-Manial. Hello and good afternoon from Islamic Cairo. Today I am taking you guys on a motorcycle ride to follow the Ayyubid Wall, which is an 800-year-old wall here in Cairo that has been buried for 500 years. I'll explain more on the ride. Let's just get going, or as they say in Arabic, yalla bina. All right, let's get going. So we are in the historic neighborhood of Darb al-Ahmar right now, which if you guys follow the channel, you know that I love. You know that I've filmed here before and I will be filming here again. I just recently filmed a Tanoura show, a very authentic Tanoura show here in this neighborhood at Ghouri, which is an old complex that I also made a video at. We're actually going to be passing by it up here. But yeah, I plan to do a walking tour through here soon as well. Lots of pedestrians though. And this Ayyubid Wall that we are going to see, hey. Oh, here we have the Ghouri Complex. So the madrasa is on the left side, and then we have the complex on the right side. I don't know, it's kind of crowded here, so I don't know if I'll have time to like really look up and film it, but you guys can watch the video where I made a video about it recently. Oof, it's very windy today and dusty. Alright, I guess we have time since there's a traffic jam. Yeah. Anyways, kind of got to concentrate on driving, so, but I have filmed here. Check those videos out. Oh shit. Oh no, I don't know how to drive a motorcycle. When someone's on a hill. Don't have a lot of experience driving. Excuse me, sir. All right, let's get out of here. So I just wanted to start in that little area. But we have to go through a different way, or I plan to enter through a different way. To try to start from the beginning of the gate. And I'm not sure if it's going to work, hopefully. But Khan el Khalili to our left. Azhar Mosque up here. I have so many videos to make about Egypt, you guys. I plan to film more about Khan el Khalili. I plan to make a video about Azhar Mosque. I hope you can hear me without any wind noise or microphone issues, because I will be telling you a lot about the history as we are driving. So the Ayyubid Wall, if you watched my last video, again, if you follow the channel, you will know that I talked about it in the video I made about Azhar Park. The wall follows part of the park, the eastern side of the park, and separates this neighborhood, Darb al-Ahmar, from the park. I hope I can go right here. I should have gone around like that guy. Yeah, step on it, blue car. What are you doing? Thank you. Not a fan of hills. All right, can we go this way? I'm going to do it. Yes, we can. This car's trying to turn around. Anyways, yeah, so I filmed the Ayyubid Wall in the last video a little bit, but I wanted to follow it and talk more about it. So here we are. And there's a lot of history to just give in general about the city, about this wall, previous walls, other gates. So hopefully I can kind of remember all the information I want to relay to you while we're driving here in traffic and discovering if this even goes through. So I guess let's start with Cairo. For those of you that are unfamiliar, Cairo is an old city. I'm sure everyone knows that. But how old? So Cairo is a Fatimid era city. I think I want to follow this up, but I don't know if that goes through. I don't think so. Let's go down a little bit and see if we can go around. Yeah, so it's a city established by the Fatimid Caliphate in the year 969 after they conquered the region, took control from the previous rulers. And man, I don't know where to go, man. This way? I'm gonna try, but I don't think this is it either. We're going for a search for the wall, first of all. Yeah, this looks like a dead end. I think that's the same thing that the other place left. They'll say ma'ful. Yep, ma'ful it is. Let's turn around. Oof, so dusty and windy today. Anyways, so yes, Fatimid Caliphate took control of the city, established their new capital, which they named al-Qahira. Does that sound familiar to anyone? That is because that is the name of it even today. In Arabic, al-Qahira means the triumphant or the victorious. And it has been that name for over 1,000 years. So Egyptians, any Arabic speaker says al-Qahira when they're referring to Cairo. In English we say Cairo, in other languages, you know, something similar sounding. But the true name and the sound of it is al-Qahira. And this is going to be more of an adventure than I thought. Check it out. There's a camel. That's like a statue of a camel. This is really blocked off though. Wow. Where are we? Madrasa al-Aini. Okay. I don't even see myself on the map. I guess we gotta like get down further. Let me fix this real quick. Anyways, we'll see more of this little neighborhood. I do plan on filming a driving tour of this area another time as well. But today I'm just trying to follow the old wall. Let's see how successful I am. But anyways, all right, back to the story. So yes, they established their new capital, and immediately they started building walls, defensive walls for the city made of mud brick. But they also built a lot of gates. many gates. Over the centuries, I think over like 30 gates have been built. So I don't even honestly know how how many gates there are or were. I think I want to follow this down. Yeah. But I know that there are only 3 remaining that are like really well preserved and identifiable as gates, and those are the gates of Bab al-Futuh, which I have driven through. And passed through and filmed in the past videos, definitely more recently on my driving tour in Khan el Khalili. And that's on the northern side. And then there's another gate which I have filmed at Bab al-Futuh, Bab Zuwayla. That one's my favorite gate. Has amazing minaret, and really enjoy it. You can climb up there. Yeah, very historical. Made a video about that. And then there's also Bab al-Nasr, which is the last of the really well preserved remaining gates. Where are we? So yes, but like I said, they had tons and tons of gates. And about 100 years after they first started building these gates, I have a traffic jam up here. About 100 years after building this gate, or beginning this construction, they rebuilt it out of stone, because that mud brick was not the best choice material wise, and then expanded it as well. But to be honest, it fell into decline, and it was basically demolished and fell into decline. This is the old gate, yes, but this wall blocks it. How unfortunate. Yeah. So it fell into decline until Salah al-Din came along. And let's see, let's just drive up and then back down again. I could have gotten through there. Was through that little area. I'd not be able to see it as well as I'd hoped, though, because of this wall here. I was just there. We'll circle around again. So yeah, Salah al-Din came along, and who was Salah al-Din? He was a Kurdish man from Iraq who died in Syria but lived and ruled Egypt for about 22 years. And yeah, so he conquered the Fatimid Caliphate in the year 1171. Here we go. Here's the old gate. You can see a bit of it. You might even be able to like go and see some sides of it. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I don't want to be like sitting here. I should have just driven through here. It totally went through. I'll just pull off to the side to be out of the way. Yeah, so in 1171 he conquered the Fatimid Caliphate, bringing that dynasty, that era, to an end. Got room to get through, buddy? And then he started his own dynasty, the Ayyubid dynasty, which is what this wall is called, the Ayyubid Wall. And that he started construction in the year 1176. So let's just jump on the bike and keep riding down. But yeah, there's a few old gates. This is Azhar Park. So like I said, I just filmed there. I think that is Studio Nasr up there, actually, that building. Anyways, let's get on the bike. Standing here like a weirdo. Talking to myself, since if they don't notice the camera. Duh. Go ahead. Yes. A beautiful old wall. Just let this guy go by. Yep, that is Studio Nasr up there at the top. Anyways, I have a little bit of traffic behind me, so I'm gonna keep going. I don't want to like rush, so I'm gonna let whatever traffic is behind me go. Hannah. I know he was trying to help, but I just don't feel like. Hey, you want to park here? Can't stop anywhere around here, you know. Say local areas. It's really hard to do driving tours. Oof, so dusty. But yeah, if you haven't watched the Azhar Park video, I really recommend that you watch that, because I talk a little bit about this and I show it a little bit. Looks like the end of the line here, so we won't be able to get through, but this is what the tower, I believe. So I have to continue telling you more about it. Maybe I can show you some scenes of it that I just recorded while driving. But let's keep moving. Salam, Alaikum. That guy's just looking at me like, what are you doing, girl? I don't know if we're going to be able to follow it very closely from here on out, but we'll keep trying. Whoa, so where was I in the story? Yes, so Salah al-Din came along. He conquered the Fatimid. I should have gone that way, but we can probably get back through. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm too confident of that. Let's go back that way. So he conquered the Fatimid Caliphate in 1171, and then he started building on the old walls, reconstructing them with better material. So he was made of stone. He built towers with like arrow slits. Overall, just better design and construction. He built the Salah al-Din Citadel. Oh, dead end. Is it? You never know. Nope, it's not. So he built the Salah al-Din Citadel, which is also known as the Cairo Citadel, and that is a, look at these buildings. Such an old historic neighborhood, you guys. I really have to do a driving tour here another time, and a walking tour as well. Anyways, yeah, so he built those walls much better. His plan was actually to fortify the entire city. So he took control of, like I said, Fatimid Cairo. He started his new dynasty called the Ayyubid dynasty. He was actually the first sultan. Oh, hi kitty. The first sultan of Syria and Egypt combined. And can't get through there. And yep, he made it his mission to fortify Cairo's defenses, and so he reconstructed this wall, extended it, built more onto it, and built the citadel, which is obviously a very smart idea to have some kind of stronghold, not just walls. I bet you if I followed that through, I'd get to some interesting areas. Yep. Whoops, I almost knocked that bread over. You see that? Thank God I didn't. Otherwise I have to buy a whole tray of bread. These roads are not good. Okay, I'm not driving through that. I don't know how much more of the wall we were going to be able to see here because of the buildings. But I mean, enjoy the neighborhood, right? This whole area is so historic. What is this? I don't even know. Let's look on the maps. Looks old. Where am I now? It doesn't really give me a name. There's some thing over there. Anyway, it's an old mosque, right? Kind of want to know. Let's go. My eye got dirt in it. Sand and dirt. Since I'm just gonna be here for like 2 seconds, I'm not gonna take my phone because I just want to run over and look at what this sign says. Aslam al-Siladhar, built in 1344. And of course, look at the restoration work was done by Aga Khan Trust. The Aga Khan Trust is the same trust that reconstructed the park. Eh? أنا هنا في ضوئي. أنا أمريكية. عايشة هنا دلوقتي بحب مصر. شكرا. مع السلامة.
تقولي لنا ذوقي أنا هنا.
بس أصلا أمريكا. شكرا. مع السلامة. Okay. My Arabic is so-so. So yeah, this whole area is super historic, obviously. I feel like I'm repeating myself because I keep forgetting where I'm like my story's leaving off or what I was talking about. I think I should try to stop going that way. It's not going to get us very far. Even my first gear is not loving this. Yeah. I wonder if this was the mosque that I was just outside of when I was filming at Azhar. Oh my god, that poor dog is wretched. Oof, so dusty in my eyes. Alright guys, my battery overheated, so I had to stop and let the whole GoPro cool down for a little while. But yeah, I think I was talking about Salah al-Din building these walls, better walls and gates. And his intent was to enclose the entire city, so not just Cairo, but the old capital, Islamic capital, Fustat, which is now in Old Cairo or Coptic Cairo. This is a huge mistake I see a lot of people make. It's in almost every single blog I've ever seen on Egypt and Islamic Cairo. They call it Old Cairo, which, I mean, technically it is old. Of course, Cairo is old, and lots of parts of the city are, and Islamic Cairo is obviously one of them. However, it is not actually Old Cairo. If you want to be like what Old Cairo is Coptic Cairo. So that is a different part of the city, down closer to Al-Manial, the island of Al-Manial, and where the Hanging Church is, and that kind of stuff. So anyway, so Salah al-Din wanted to build this enclosure wall covering Cairo and al-Fustat. So he wanted it to from one bank of the Nile to the next. Look at what we have here. Oops, I need first gear. Yeah. Which he actually never ended up doing because he died before that single wall was completed. But they did continue. I don't know if you can see the dust out here, but it's crazy dusty. So people after him, he died in 1193, and people did continue building the wall. After he died, segments, they extended it, but they didn't, it wasn't ever completed. At least that's to the appearance of everyone, that is, it was never finished. So that is a little bit about the old wall. And of course, as I told you in Azhar Park when I was talking about it, shukran. كله تمام. What? Wow, this is amazing. What is this? This is Amir Alin Palace. It's a tourist attraction. Maybe we'll come in here sometime. Not today. I don't know if it's available to go inside and open, but it would be really cool to walk up there. I don't know if that would be allowed. I'm trying to tilt my head up as far as I can so you guys can see all of this. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, this wall, the eastern part of the wall especially, was buried for 500 years because, you know, around the 1200s, I think they were continuing to build the wall. Salah al-Din started the Ayyubid Wall. And then around the 15th century, it fell into decline, this whole part of the city. And where al-Azhar Park stands today was used as a garbage dump. And it was used as a garbage dump for, like I said, around 500 years. And so the old wall was buried under rubble and garbage for that long. I want to go over that way now. That looked interesting. But we're on a hill and I'm not good with hills, so we're going up the hill now. Yeah, it was buried for 500 years, basically until al-Aga Khan Trust Fund started this project to build the park. And in that project of removing all the rubble, replacing the soil, everything that I explained in the video, excavating, they discovered this old forgotten wall. I gotta make it up this hill. And then figure out where we are. Is this part of the old wall then? Hey there. Now where are we? I gotta find myself on the map. Egyptian Archives, the National Police Museum. Maybe that's what that is. I have no idea. But this certainly looks like an old wall, huh? I guess let's find out what leads down here. For some reason I feel like we're getting close to like a Sultan Hussein mosque, but maybe I'm wrong. So yeah, and while they were excavating for the park and discovered the Ayyubid Wall, the eastern part, they also discovered a tower and another old gate, which I showed the tower and I believe the old gate in the video, Azhar Park video. Sorry, this video is all over the place. That's what happens when I'm driving. I wonder, I don't even know if what we're looking at is part of the old gate here. It certainly looks like an old gate though, right? I don't know if it was from Salah al-Din building it or some of his predecessors or successors. Wow. Yeah, can you see the dust? Oof, oof, oof. Is the sandstorm coming? What is this? No, I didn't hear about a sandstorm, but maybe it's just a dusty day in Cairo. Dude, I need to put down, look at that. Oh, here we are. Oh my God. It's a good thing I put that blast shield down just in time. I was right. Here we are outside Sultan Hussein Mosque. I don't like the way my voice sounds when this shield is down, but this wind is fierce. I believe this is the Sultan Hussein Mosque. Yes, yes it is. which means that there's police nearby, probably, and they're going to tell me not to film. I should know what we're looking at, though. Oof, oof, oof. So dusty. Wait. Oh my god. I'm not actually sure what this is. Bab el Azab. That's another old gate. Well, let's go there. Did I just... Let's see if I can read that. It says me. Is that he or meme? I think that's meme. Medan. This is just a square. Salah Ldin, probably. Yeah. Medan Salah Ldin. Okay, so we have the Salah Ldin square. I don't actually know if we're by Sultan Hassan Mosque or not. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so I'm a little bit turned around. That's another old gate, or what? Wala eh. I want to go there, so let's try. I think it's up here. I think we just drove by it, and I don't know if I just didn't see it or what. Go around. Get the whole fucking road. Oh no, I'm going the wrong way. How do I do this? Me and directions, I swear to God. Brilliant. I don't like this sand either. Alright, well, that isn't exactly why I came out here to film anyways. Like, if I got distracted with every possible thing that I could film, you know, we'd be out here all year. Because there's too much history in Cairo. Wow, look at the Sultan Hussein Mosque, which means Salah al-Din Citadel is up there somewhere. Probably back there, you just can't see it. Let me get off the bike for a second. Ah, so this is the Salah al-Din Citadel, and these are part of the walls. Yeah, we ended up getting right next to it without trying. So yeah, I'm not giving you the best view, but we can circle around and look at it a little bit more. So much history. Just circle around here. Oof. This weather could be better, you know, not only just for filming, like the blue skies would be much better. There's a better look at the wall and the Salah al-Din Citadel, speaking of him so much. So he built that also in 1176 when the Ayyubid Wall. So this is the big fortress atop Ma'ata mountain, which is a good placement for a citadel or a fortress, you know. Anyways, okay. I do believe that is pretty much all I have to to say about the place. Yeah. Should we follow this? I feel like I might regret it if it's takes me onto a highway, which I have a feeling that it does. But anyways, we'll get a better look at the wall. This is not, I don't actually know if this is a part of the Ayyubid Wall, but it is an old wall, probably built around the same time, if not added onto later by other people. My God. This dust. Something else. I knew it wasn't going to be a very sunny day, but I didn't expect it to be so dusty. Alright, guys. This is where I think I'm going to either end the vlog, or at least that's the information that I have to tell you about the Ayyubid Wall, the eastern section. Yeah, there's just so much history here, though. There's so many old walls, old gates here in Cairo, not just Islamic Cairo, but Cairo in general. Look at that sand just whipping around. Yeah, so I know there's a southern part, and you know, you have this wall with Salah Ldin outside the Citadel. They excavated, I read like 15 meters on the southern side of the park. You know, there's a lot of history and a lot of information, though. I just read about it to the best of my ability. Go and find it to the best of my ability. I know we didn't actually see that much while riding through Darb al-Ahmar, because of the buildings and the local little neighborhood kind of blocking the view. But yeah, amazing views and messed up roads. So the question is how to get out of here, because I think can I go that way? I see a tuk-tuk doing it. I see other people doing it. It's got to race across like the tuk-tuks. Okay. Well, I'm following the tuk-tuk. He seems to know how to get around this. Yeah. Anyways, well, I guess, you guys, that is really gonna conclude the vlog. The city is massive. It is the 5th largest city in the world. The history is endless. You know, from ancient Egypt to Islamic times, to, you know, the Christian times. I mean, yeah, like Christian times were before, I suppose, really, this transition period there. So yeah, I hope this was a fun video. I hope you got to see something. I know I wasn't really maybe going as slow as I should have. I'm realizing that now, but I hope you enjoyed the little driving tour of Darb al-Ahmar and some of the history, even if it was a bit scattered. And like I said, I will be going back there and doing a walking tour. I will be going back there and doing another driving tour. And I will be going into a lot of other old monuments, just like I did for Wakalat al-Ghouri, and just as I have for Ibn Tulun Mosque, which is in a different neighborhood. But yeah, I'm always showing things here in Egypt which I find fascinating, that I love. You know, I love these local historic neighborhoods. They are my favorite place to go driving around in, to explore, to walk, to eat. So yeah, I'm very lucky to be here. I'm very lucky to be showing you guys, and thank you so much for sharing in the love of Egypt with me and supporting the channel, watching my videos. It means a lot. I love it very much. But anyways, well, I better get going. So I'm gonna stop the vlog here, turn the camera off, and then continue driving and living my life off camera. I'll see you guys on the next video. Ma salama.